Welcome back to NC State Dendrology. I'm coming to you from the Blue Ridge Parkway at the Black Balsam Knob Overlook. So there's a pullout here with parking available, and we're in the Great Balsam Mountains in North Carolina, and right about just under 6,000 feet. So my altimeter says 5,800 feet. And I had been heading up to the Devil's Courthouse area to make a video about Fraser fir, but the parkway is closed, maybe due to snow and ice. It is mid-November. But I managed to find a Fraser fir here, and this is really at the edge of its range. So this video is about Fraser fir, Abies fraseri. It's in the Pinaceae family, so another one of our coniferous evergreen conifers. And this species is a southern Appalachian endemic. And so what we mean by that is that it is found in a very narrow geographic range. So it is just a remnant population. And if you look at the range of Abies fraseri, you'll also see that it exists only in very small islands that have elevations of about 5,500 feet and above. And so in the southern Appalachians, our highest peaks are Mount Mitchell at 6,600 feet. And so that's just a very narrow band. And so there's little patches of this remnant spruce fir forest where you can find Abies fraseri. When it grows together with red spruce, that's our spruce fir forest. Red spruce is the species that we have here in the southern Appalachians, and they do look pretty similar. They're both evergreen conifers. They both have a very pointed canopies, which helps them shed ice and snow during our pretty harsh winters here. And so I want to talk a little bit about how to tell them apart. So first of all, the bark for Fraser fir is smooth, whereas it's flaky and dark for red spruce. And then if you look at the foliage, it's actually quite different. So the needles are in these flat sprays. And so these are little linear leaves, and they're blunt on the tip. So spruce needles are pointed at the tip, and Fraser fir is blunt. So if I grab this branch, right, it's actually pretty soft foliage. So Fraser fir is friendly and spruce is sharp. So that's a way to remember the difference between those two. And then when I flip the species, these needles over, you can see they're kind of bright white on the underside, much lighter in color. And if you can, grab a hand lens and look at the underside of these needles next time you get a chance, and you'll see there's two little rows of stomates on the underside. A little bit like hemlock, right? But we're too high to find hemlock in this ecosystem. So this is Fraser fir, and you've got the two little rows of stomates here. Very soft foliage. Also has an incredible smell. So if you go into the forests that have quite a lot of Fraser fir, it's got this really woodsy, balsamy smell. To me, it smells like Christmas. Fraser fir is our main species that used for Christmas trees in North Carolina and the Southeast. And it's grown even in lower elevations. But normally, naturally occurring, it occurs at elevations above 5,500 feet. And it's actually kind of at the lower end of that spectrum. You have more red spruce and less Fraser fir, and then you get into mixed stands like the one I'm in here, which is 5,800 feet, 6,000 feet. And then once you're above 6,000 feet, the species tends to occur in pure stands of just Fraser fir. So Fraser fir is the highest elevation, the higher elevation species of those two. And like I said, it's found in these little habitat islands. So in North Carolina, that means it's found North Carolina and Tennessee in the Smokies, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's also found in the Balsam Mountains, which is where I am here. The highest mountains in the southern Blue Ridge are the Black Mountains, and it's found there. Also found in Grandfather Mountain, just in some of that, because of those harsh, sharp cliffs, and a little bit farther north, you get Fraser fir in elevations a little bit below 6,000 feet. So that's about Fraser fir. Fraser fir, Abies fraseri, was named for a Scottish botanist, John Fraser, and has a very important commercial use in North Carolina in our Christmas tree industry. So that's Abies fraseri, Fraser fir, a southern Appalachian endemic. And this is NC State Dendrology. Thanks for tuning in.